everyone, it's Missy. So I'm going to can Saucy Sloppy Joe Starter, which is a ball canning recipe. This recipe can be found in at least 2 of the ball canning books that I own. It may be in a ball blue book, but it's not in any of the editions that I have. But you can either find it in the all new ball book of canning and preserving, or in the newest book that I found is Ball Canning Back to Basics, a foolproof guide to canning jams, jellies, pickles, and more. So I cannot link the recipe in the description below because it's not on the ball canning website. But if you can get your hands on one of these books, you can follow along with my video. Line large rimmed baking sheets with aluminum foil and coat foil with cooking spray. Spread the bell peppers and onions on the prepared pan in an even layer. I use 3 cups each of green and red bell peppers finely chopped and 2 cups of diced onion. To that mixture, I added 4 teaspoons table salt and 2 teaspoons freshly ground pepper, stirring it in so it's evenly coated. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. You will cook the vegetables in the oven for 20 minutes or until the vegetables are very tender and beginning to brown. You want to make sure that you take the pans out of the oven in intervals to stir the vegetables and also to move the pans or swap the pans so the vegetables cook evenly. Once the vegetables are cooked, you can transfer the mixture to a large skillet, or in my case, I used a Dutch oven. Then add half a cup of home canned tomato paste or 1 6-ounce can store-bought tomato paste. I'm going to use store-bought in this recipe. You want to cook and stir this mixture for about 5 minutes until the mixture begins to thicken. Make sure to keep the mixture uncovered and stir frequently so the vegetables do not burn. This is what the mixture will look like when it's been thickened and cooked for 5 minutes. To this, you would want to add a 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar, a 1/2 cup of Dijon mustard. This can either be home canned or store-bought. You'll also want to add 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, making sure it's at least 5% acidic. And then you'll want to add 4 cups of tomato sauce, and this can either be store-bought or home canned. I'm using 2 pints of home canned tomato sauce in my recipe. You want to stir in all the ingredients and bring the mixture to a boil. Once it's at a boil, you can reduce the heat and simmer uncovered, stirring often. It will take about 5 minutes for this sauce to come together. Continue to cook and stir the sauce on a low heat until it is slightly thickened. This is what mine looked like after it has been finished cooking. It is now ready to can. This sauce can be canned in 4 pint-sized jars. Ladle the hot sauce into a preheated hot pint-sized jar. You want to fill the jar so it is about 1/2 inch headspace. I remove the air bubbles by using a wooden skewer. I just go around the edge and through the middle of the mixture, making sure all the air bubbles have moved up to the top of the jar. And then I just double check my headspace to see if I need to adjust anything. Then I will wipe the rim with a damp cloth to make sure it is clean for the lid to adhere to the jar properly. I have my lids preheated in a pot on the stove. So I'm just taking my lid lifter and centering the lid on the jar. Then you want to apply the band and adjust so it is fingertip tight. Place the jar in the boiling water canner and repeat until all the jars are filled. Process the jars 20 minutes, adjusting for altitude. Turn off heat, remove the lid, and let the jar stand 5 minutes before you remove the jars and let them cool on a counter. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!